Did you know that there are alternative methods that require little to no down payment, which could allow you to purchase your first rental property sooner? In this video, we'll go over several methods for purchasing a rental property that don't require a large down payment. We'll cover everything you need to know to become a rental property investor and landlord, as well as valuable information that will help you save time and avoid common mistakes along the way. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Santiago with Doorloop. Now, before we get started, let me remind you that I am not an attorney, so I cannot give you any legal advice or financial advice. And yes, I do work for Doorloop, okay? So that being said, let's get right into it. How to buy rental property with no money, a step-by-step guide. Before we get into how to buy a rental with little or no money down, let's briefly talk about the traditional path. In other words, how much down payment do you usually need to purchase a rental property? Typically, when purchasing a personal residence, the down payment could be anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on the market. However, purchasing a property for the purpose of using it as a rental requires a larger down payment, typically starting at 20% down payment minimum and as high as 30%. Most commonly, depending on your situation, there are other resources you may be able to use in place of that down payment, with none of your money down or very little, depending on the method. Each is unique and requires something different, whether that be other property that you can leverage or connections. Turn your primary residence into a rental property. Why go this route? There are a few reasons. First, the down payment for a primary residence is less than that of a rental property. So if you purchase a new primary residence and convert your old primary residence into a rental property, you're able to circumvent that and save big. On average, a 10% smaller down payment that can easily mean tens of thousands of dollars in savings. In addition, interest rates are higher on rental property. That means you'll be able to save even more each month on interest by converting, as you'll be paying two primary residence level interest rates instead of typical rates for a primary residence and a rental. Multi-unit home. Another option is to purchase a multifamily home, which you then use as your primary residence, while renting out the other units. You will need to be prepared to start managing your properties as soon as you move into your new home, which could be a little bit stressful, but it can be a good way to get started. Plus, after a few years, you can move out and rent your own unit as well. The benefits here are several-fold, as you can utilize something like an FHA loan to put very little money down, which is normally just around 3%. Use a HELOC. A HELOC, or Home Equity Line of Credit, is a great option for those that have a primary residence with equity. By using the property's equity, you can obtain a HELOC, which you then use as a down payment for a rental property. This is one of the few methods where you truly can obtain a rental property for no money down, depending on how much equity you have in your home. It's also a bit market dependent, given that you need to have equity. However, if you're able to make use of it, you could get started with rental investing without anything out of pocket. Partner with a co-borrower. This one is for those who have someone who could serve as a full or strictly financial partner that is willing to go in with you on a rental property. If you're willing to do all the work necessary towards managing the property, you could convince your co-borrower to put up the cash in exchange. This way, you're able to get started with little or no money down, while they don't have to spend the time learning how to manage a rental property. It can be a win-win, assuming you have someone that could serve as a good partner and co-borrower with you. House hack. House hacking is the process of dividing up a single-family residence into a multi-family and renting out the newly created unit. For instance, a guest house, duplex, etc. It's typically a pretty quick and simple way to turn part of your property into an income-producing rental unit. Use a rent-to-own program. Rent-to-own property programs have become more popular than ever before due to the rising difficulty of obtaining a home for many families. Rent-to-own allows you to get started on the house buying process by renting a property that you eventually purchase. Your rental payment will be higher than normal, with a portion of that payment going towards building up a down payment over time. Eventually, once you hit the right amount, after the preset period of time, the rent-to-own company transfers ownership to you, and you're done. While this method is a bit of a longer road, you can get approved without ever putting any upfront money down, depending on the program, making it a good option for those looking to get into rental property for long-term purposes. Just remember that you need to live in the property as your primary residence first. Get a hard money loan. What if you have no cash, but have a property or other high-value item that can be used as collateral and good credit? That's a situation where a hard money loan might be perfect. Hard money loans are often employed by house flippers, as they're an effective way to obtain short-term funding quickly, typically from a private lender. If you're approved, you could get the money you need with little to no down payment. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Purchasing a rental property isn't easy. So getting started with little to no money down can make things a lot easier. So if you'd like to learn more about how to buy a rental property from scratch, we actually left a link with a step-by-step guide right there in the description for you. Okay? So you can go ahead and check that out. Also, if you want to get access to a lot more videos, such as how artificial intelligence is changing real estate, or the Homeowners Association Manager's Guide, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with anyone you know in real estate, your team, your family, or anyone who you think might be interested in buying a rental property. And as always, thanks for watching.